If you want to own your own home, but you're scared of the mortgage process, don't make this mistake. I'm Robert Chambers with the Chambers Group at Engel Volkers Colorado Springs. I'll be talking about how to qualify for a mortgage loan today on Realty Talk. You may have wondered how people go about purchasing a house and what hoops they had to jump through to make that happen for them. I'll admit, it's a little scary when you don't know what you don't know. And that's where the struggle begins for most people. I'm a realtor now, but I'll admit it took longer for me to purchase my first home than a lot of other people I know. I simply didn't know how important buying a house was or how to go about buying one. The first step is talking to someone about what the first step is in the process of making a home purchase. I'll be happy to be that person for you, so reach out if I can help. A lot of people rent, and that's fine for a season. But had I known if I bought my first house earlier in life, I would not only have had the opportunity to pay it off by now, but I would also have made an investment that would have paid me back on the equity on something I owned. Equity is gained by making monthly mortgage payments over time and also allowing the house to appreciate, which means going up in value during the same period of time. Sometimes it's what you don't know that will hurt you. And I've felt that pain for myself, so I'm doing this episode to help you avoid it. If you listen to the news, you may have heard media talking about interest rates, the Fed, and just how hard and bad everything is almost daily. I can't begin to imagine the outcome they expect to gain from their so-called reporting, and I have to wonder whose side they're really on. Sure, mortgage interest rates are up compared to the last few years, but they're actually closer to normal now than they've been in a while. It wasn't long ago when people purchased their homes at double-digit interest rates, but home ownership was what they really wanted most, so they were happy to do what it took. The truth of the matter is, a monthly rental payment is like a 100% interest rate because you never get back anything that you put into it. It's not an investment for you, but it's a great investment for the landlord. Not only is the renter paying off the owner's property, plus paying them more than what the actual mortgage payment is, but the landlord is also accruing all of the equity. This is true for a standalone house or an apartment. After all, why do you think landlords rent out their properties? Rent also goes up year after year in most cases, and you'll never lock in the cost of living for housing. The opposite is true with a fixed rate mortgage. I can say this about myself. I should have asked questions of people who already had done it themselves, and then I should have gotten interested in the process. Some say ignorance is bliss. Don't believe it. Ignorance can cost you time, money, and a better quality of life. I said I'd let you know about the number one reason most people don't qualify for a home mortgage loan, and here it is. It's very simple. They never apply for a loan with a mortgage loan officer. Sorry. You probably thought the answer was going to be more complex than that. A friend of mine and a great lender named Jeremy Stump, who's with Cardinal Financial, just told me this story. He said, and this is verbatim, "I've said it before and I'll say it again. The number one reason people don't qualify for a mortgage is that they don't apply for one. Fear of rejection has so many people paralyzed of renting." And then he shared this story. He said, "I just spent roughly a month trying to get a client to apply after his realtor spent about 7 years trying to convince him to do so. He finally applied and he easily qualifies. He was in absolute shock and disbelief. He told me he just didn't want to be told he couldn't do it, so he put it off for all these years." Can you imagine the regret this person felt? Because inaction and ignorance regarding the process kept them from making the move they really wanted to take. Because he didn't purchase 7 years ago, he left a lot of money on the table. He quite literally lost tens of thousands of dollars and possibly as much as $100,000 in those same 7 years. And well, you just can't go back in time and try it again to do it the right way. It's fine if you've been scared to take this step, but the information I just shared is hopefully helpful and encourages you to reach out and ask questions about owning your very own home. If the lender says you're not ready, it only means right now. A great lender will give you homework and time to bring up your credit and income to where you'll qualify. They may even be able to give you an estimate on how long the process will take for you. I've personally worked with several buyers who needed anywhere from months or up to a full year to make it happen. and I and the lender stuck with them and guided them through the entire journey. Maybe you have even more questions now, and that's great. Curiosity will help you take the first step, and if I can answer your questions, leave a comment below or look for my contact information at the end of this video. If the Chambers Group can personally help you with your real estate needs, we'd be honored to be of service.